Bon, eh bien on est de retour en compagnie d'Alan Wake pour la suite.
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it, hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something had soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget. Marking you. Taking you for a ride. Making you crazier.
Ok, on est revenu dans le métro
The
apparemment.
station had changed. I was closer now.
Peut-être qu'il bougera le métro, je sais pas. Bref, on va continuer, on va aller par là. Je pense qu'on doit se diriger vers le bâtiment qu'on a vu. Ah, je me lasse pas de ça. C'est tellement énorme les transitions.
Parliament Tower. Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape.
Ah, c'est nouveau ça. Vas-y. On en a pas besoin. En vrai, pour l'instant. Hmm.
The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
Hey, Alan. Thank God it picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
Did you go deeper? To the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did. I...
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
Well, we would be if you would answer my damn questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
Be very careful, Alan. The dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scratch will come.
Wait, hello?
Oh. The Dark Place. Ok. Ah, ça correspond bien à la... Je pense pas qu'on va se faire attaquer, mais bon. Bon. 6. Parliament Tower. Ça me rappelle... Ah, c'est marrant. Ça me rappelle... Ce bâtiment me rappelle une série télé. 666 Park Avenue. Exactement le même... Ah ouais? Mais... Oh, l'ambiance. Bon, si vous connaissez pas, je vous la conseille. Alors, il n'y a qu'une seule saison. Et c'est un peu bidé. Mais il y avait quand même de bonnes vibes sur cette série.
The writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
Donc pour résumer, 666 Park Avenue, en fait, c'est une série où on va suivre un protagoniste, j'en dis pas plus, qui est peut-être même un antagoniste. Et l'un des personnages, c'est ce bâtiment, qui est l'autre qu'une antre de l'enfer. Et il va se passer dans ce bâtiment pas mal de choses. Et malheureusement, il n'y a qu'une seule saison. Et j'ai jamais compris pourquoi ils n'ont pas, ils ont arrêté tout simplement. Ah ouais, ouais, ils ont vraiment pris le côté. Et sinon, ça rappelle aussi une série American Horror Story avec un hôtel. T'as le même schéma. Enfin bref. De toute façon, ils ont pris un. Regardez, le rouge comme ça là, tu sens que c'est une invitation dans les enfers. Ok, ouais, bon. Hantise, initiation 3.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
Pas de retour en arrière pour le moment.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice! Alice. This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her? This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before. Alice's video camera.
Ok.
No memory card inside.
Point de mire de l'antre noir. Il y a des cassettes. On va regarder si on peut pas les ramasser les cassettes. Non, on peut pas. Hmm.
Part 1. What was Alice working on?
Partie 1. On va bien voir, hein.
photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. It's easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me. Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. The scratch was terrorizing her.
Ok.
Why?
Faut pas l'ouvrir. Ah. Oh. The Dark Place. Art of Alice. Ok, on va regarder la suite. Hein. Il y a l'air d'y avoir un.
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing.
C'était court, hein. On va continuer.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time it...
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Mr. Wake, Alan, we've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the Dark Place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
Ok, donc là on a un Alan Wake, déjà qui a changé de tenue. Chemise blanche avec des carreaux noirs pour laisser le doute. Est-ce que c'est le vrai Alan? Ah la question, alors attends, vas-y, on va regarder un petit peu tout ça. Radio, donc ouais. Ok. Excursion, donc tableau.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
Attends, on va faire ça bien. Non, c'est en haut. Euh, Je sais pas s'il y en a 10 ou 8 des boîtes, faudra voir. Puis de toute façon, on va y retourner, ça c'est sûr et certain. Je pense pas que c'est fini.
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
Alors, on a Ignition et on a Return, qui sont comme une pièce de monnaie, pile et face. Intéressant. Hmm. Attends, on comprend pas là. Euh, Moins que... Oh, encore... Euh, What? Faut le mettre ça en fait.
He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this.
Oh, peut-être en bas. L'amalgame, d'accord, ok. Moi y entrer. Ok. Un, non. Profinage. Ouais, pour l'instant, on n'a pas assez d'infos.
Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
Hmm.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double, Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here, in Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa. Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon. Standing inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time.
The Cult of the Tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this. It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
You wrote these pages in the dark place. So why are we finding them here?
I think I wrote them. I remember writing an endless amount of pages, but when this happened before, the pages were being sent from the dark place to help me. Maybe the same thing is happening here.
That's all for now, Mr. Wake. Thank you for your cooperation.
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
Hi, welcome.
Okay. Past favorite Deerfest floats. Go.
A yarn puppet monstrosity.
Stuffed moose and squirrels one.
No, thank you. Those beady
Hello,
dead
and
marble
welcome
guys
to
still
Coffee
give me
World, voted Washington's best coffee-themed amusement park. All of our attractions are family-friendly and available to children of all ages, just like our coffee. So, take a sip of our Oh Dear Diner organic coffee and let the adventure begin! Hold on for dear life on the Espresso Express! Oh! Soak in some local history at the Huatari Well, where two serial killers once hid the disemboweled bodies of their murder victims. It's not haunted. No. Come join Mocha Moose and the goats at our amusement park petting zoo. Just don't share your coffee with the goats. Seriously, stop feeding our goats coffee. Seriously, it's not amusing. Take in amazing views from the Slow Roaster Ferris wheel. I can almost see the Watery Lighthouse trailer park. This is so much fun! And finish off at our beautiful gift shop where seniors and children under 10 receive a 9% discount on keychains and propane tanks. Welcome to Coffee World. We guarantee you'll jaw a great time.
This is the third time I've requested something be done about the TV in my room. It keeps going on by itself. It's keeping me awake all
I can't force it open.
Yes, sir, I'm terribly sorry for that. We've called a professional electrician. In the meantime, have you tried unplugging the TV for the night?
Debate on whether pets should be allowed at this year's bake sale. For those of you just tuning in, you're listening to the Pat Maine Radio Hour, brought to you by Davis Family Moose Jerky. And boy, what an eventful day here in Bright Falls. By now, we've all seen the FBI setting up shop in town, and I'm sure you're all asking the same question I am. Did they bring all this?
Tammy tapped her pen on her notebook. Alan Wake had ridden this same ferry into town when he arrived. This was his entry into Bright Falls. His first steps across the threshold. She wrote that down. She always found it helpful to walk in the victim's shoes, do what they did, see what they saw. It added great color to the book. Tammy felt raindrops on her face. God, again? She pulled up her hood. The rain just kept coming. She missed New York. So far, this hadn't been the simple research trip she pictured. First the incident at the lake, then the fight with Ed. It's not surprising tempers got hot. They were both on edge after what had happened. Tammy had said some things she regretted. She looked out over the harbor. A chill passed through her. She hoped Ed wouldn't do anything stupid.
Ok. Fermé et
It doesn't budge.
fermé. Alors, je suis pas sûr que j'ai grand chose à faire ici en ville. On va quand même se balader un petit peu, voir. Trouver. On va peut-être retourner au commissariat aussi. Hmm. Et alors on a la route.
How many times do I have to tell you? She's gone missing.
I can't get through this.
I'm a lovely person.
Eye in the sky. I don't like it. It's staring at me.
Mhm.
Help! Turn it away! Turn it away!
Rêver lui. Ah, c'est que là.
Make sure to write down that he's never done this before. He always comes home right after work, or at least calls to let me know he'll be late. I just know something has happened to him. It's not like him to disappear like this.
Bon. Rien de transcendant.
Mulligan and Thornton told everyone to stay out of the basement. And now, they're nowhere to be found. I bet they're just trying to get out of work.
Let's not assume the worst of our colleagues.
Yeah, God forbid.
J'aime bien parce on est en 2000. Ah, c'est pas ça que je voulais. On est en 2023, ils ont encore des PC avec Tercellé et tout. Alors que ça fait au moins 15 ans que ça a déjà disparu, mais bon. Ah, les services municipaux, c'est toujours du vieux matos. Hein. On va essayer de retourner à la morgue. Hein. Fermé. Bon. M'attendais pas, je pensais qu'il y aurait un truc à faire ici, apparemment non. Attends. Voilà. Ah, si je fais ça. Ouais, que dalle. Bon, allez. Pas de cheval. Ok, bon. Agent. Ça. Je fais un petit peu le tour pour voir, mais apparemment...
I know. What was she even doing out there?
Oh no! What will become of my birds now? Where will they go? Who will feed them? Fly away. Find a happier place. Go while you still can.
Donc, apparemment, il n'y a pas de boîte à point de compétence. Enfin bref. Bon, je pense pas que je puisse aller par là. Même si ça a l'air intéressant.
Enjoy your day.
D'ailleurs, est-ce qu'ils sont partis, notre couple là?
Yako, we're going to a cool guy's house to drink some brewskis. Are you coming? No, Ilmo. I'm very busy wearing a turtleneck and drinking wine. Like an asshole. Oh dear, I know what Yako needs. I'm a beer to the rescue. Bring out your inner Wolverine with Armor Beer. Wow, this is the best party ever. Thanks, Armor Beer. Armor Beer is a traditional Finnish lager, and we drink it the Finnish way. At the bar while actively avoiding small talk with strangers. Getting blackout drunk on a boat during midsummer and trying not to drown. In the sauna, using your beer can to hide your pippeli from wandering eyes. Partaking in the Finnish tradition of kalsarikännit, drinking at home alone in your underwear with no intentions of going out. It's not sad if it's intentional. Alma Beer, your Finnish drinking adventure starts here.
Excellent. Excellent les pubs comme ça. Donc, là, la serveuse.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. I recommend a slice of pie with some coffee. You can't go wrong with that.
So, I'm thinking of pre-gaming at my place before Deerfest. Drinks, snacks, some charades, maybe. Interested? What's wrong with charades? It's fun.
Et voir là-bas, c'est fermé.
I need a tool to get this open.
Un truc pour l'ouvrir. Oh. Va. Bon, désolé. Je voulais pas déranger. J'imagine que c'est... Ah mais, ok. Bon. Bon. Je crois qu'on a fait le tour de cette petite ville. J'avais pas vu l'heure passer. On va faire aller par là pour voir. Ok, c'était le chat.
Take it easy.
Can't open this with my bare hands.
Bon, on teste, hein. Bref, et ben vous savez quoi? On va s'arrêter là pour cet épisode d'Alan Wake. Je vous donne rendez-vous pour la suite. Prochain épisode. Et je vous dis à très vite. Et je pense qu'on va aller à Watery pour la prochaine fois. Allez, zou. Ciao.